Welcome back, everyone. It's time for part 2 of this build, the Bucket Wheel Excavator. Today we're doing bag number 2, which is going to be the lower main base frame of the bucket wheel assembly. Last week we did a small mine truck, and if you haven't seen that, please go check that out. Link in the description below. I've got all the parts for this build in front of me here. I decided to sort this time to make it a little bit easier on the construction. And we've got some rather unique parts in this build. These quarter circle ring shapes, which are going to form the main base ring that the entire assembly will be able to swivel on. So it's going to be interesting to see how these are utilized. So let's get started. This assembly is probably going to be quite large when I'm finished, so hopefully I've got enough room on my table here. All right, so this assembly can rotate this way and this way. Now this gets tucked into here. This is a little tricky. This is going to get slotted in like that, and then this upper part gets rotated. Okay. Should be good to go. This is the kind of thing you really don't want to mess up, because once this is all constructed, this will be buried, and if this doesn't work, this will all have to be taken apart in order to fix that. So this is going to lock this in position. Just getting another gear assembly lined up. Right. We've got our two identical assemblies that we just built that have to go into the main frame. This might be tricky because all these pins, all 8, have to get lined up. Get that out of the way for a minute. Wonder if I can do one side at a time. Huh. Is there an easier way to do this? What if I just... Can I get my thumb in there? Ooh. I just get the bottom. There we go. Nice. Now I just got to get this side. Make sure I have that in the right orientation. I'm pretty sure I do. Right. Same thing on this side. Get everything lined up and give it a bit of a push. That side went in okay. Oh, nice. That actually went not too bad. Let's give you a sense of scale of how big this bucket wheel excavator is going to be. Now we're going to tie these together with these 4 beams. Where do they go? I think way down in here. There's some pins that are sticking out. No. No, 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 no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only got 6. Do I have this piece upside down? So just to explain what's going through my head here, this piece is 7 studs long, and it's supposed to fit in here on these pins here. But if I count from pins, there's 1, then a space, 2, 3, space 4, 5, space 6. And then I have another piece here. So I'm trying to get a 7 stud piece into a 6 stud slot, which means I think this little T-shaped piece in here is probably upside down. Which, if that's the case, it won't be that hard to fix, but I better verify this first. So I mentioned in part 1 of this build that Technic sets in particular really have to be careful when assembling them, because one pin out of place can really come back to haunt you later. And this, how easily you can see this, but this T assembly here, it's in the right orientation, but I have it 1 pin too high. It's supposed to be on these 2 pins here. So I should be able to just pull that off and move it down the 1. And hopefully by pulling it out, it's not going to wreck. It's going to grab that. That came off actually okay. Get my fingers out of the way. And now I'm going to move it down so it's here. Oh, that was thankfully such a easy fix. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So this should now snap in there the way it should. There we go. Whew. I am glad that was an easy fix, because my fingers are sore from pushing all these pins in, and I really didn't want to take this apart and do it again. Oh, look at that. Just because the gears are sitting on the table, if I turn this, it's moving it around a little bit. Gives you an idea of what kind of motion we're going to get. there is another sticker I'm going to put on because it goes on to a more unique part, and it's like a little nameplate. Some stats on the bucket wheel excavator. So this one I will put on, despite the fact that the sticker goes over top of a part that's got a groove in it, which I never like. But stickers can be removed. Get that pressed in. It's going to be hard to see the sticker, but I'll give it a try. And there we go. That is the end of parts bag number 2. Just going to get in my frame here. Look how big this is. So this is the base for which the bucket wheel excavator sits on. There's some gears in here, which with it being resting on my table, the one gear is hitting the table, so when I turn this gear, the whole assembly will move. But what that gear turns is a drive shaft in the middle, so whatever's going to be attaching to this drive shaft here will be able to move. And I think at the moment that is the only functionality, unless there's something else going to be attaching underneath here. Anyway, I'll show this again, show the underside. Some symmetrical construction, so there was a lot of duplicate assemblies that had to get done. Side view. Well, look how big this is. It's not that heavy, but it's quite large dimensionally. We'll leave it here for today. We got a nice foundation done here. The next video will cover, I believe, the tracks, the like tank tread tracks that go on to the base of the structure. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.